I have a cousin whose overprotectiveness and strictness with their kids pisses me off. Let me give you some examples. These first two examples was just some things that I overheard from the other room while I was at a Easter dinner, I think, at my aunt's house. Her little kid, her little boy, specifically, was thirsty. He wanted something to drink. And my aunt offered up some things. One being a Gatorade, the other thing being the Capri Sun, and the last thing I think being water. And my cousin adamantly refused to let him drink the Gatorade or the Capri Sun. And she made it a point to tell my aunt and anyone else who was in the room why. That she doesn't let him drink anything with sugar in it. And Gatorade and Capri Sun has sugar. And she doesn't let him drink anything with sugar. Next example is, I think probably on the same day, because I think it was still Easter. Or maybe it was a different Easter. I don't know. Anyways, my mom or my grandma, I can't remember which one, offered her little boy, the same little boy, some candy. And I think specifically it was a Reese's peanut butter egg thing. You know those things? Yeah. You get on Easter? Yeah. It was one of those. Well, he got offered that, and my cousin, of course, barked up and said that he wasn't allowed to eat candy or chocolate. And no, it wasn't for any health reasons or allergy reasons, like, he wasn't allergic to peanut butter or peanuts or anything else. No. He just she just didn't let him eat candy or chocolate at all. Any kind of candy. Or just chocolate at all. Next example actually kind of involved me to some degree. Because I was around and I actually witnessed this next thing happening. I was sitting in the other room watching TV. Watching a animated movie specifically. And it was The Good Dinosaur specifically. A good animated movie. Very wholesome, and yeah. I was just sitting there watching it. Probably eating something or drinking something. And her little boy sits on the floor. I was sitting in a chair, by the way. Sits on the floor, like, kind of right beside me, and starts watching the movie with me. And I didn't care. I didn't mind. And he seemed to like it and actually enjoy it. But, of course, his mom came around the corner, my cousin, and immediately asked him to stop watching it and that he wasn't allowed to watch it. And tried to, steer him away from it. And I, for once in my life, actually had the courage to say why to her. And she told me that she doesn't let him watch that many or that much animated movies or even cartoons while they're at home. Like, at all. And at the end of all that, I was just, yeah. And by the way, I didn't say anything back to her when she said that, when she told me that. I pretty much said, oh, and that's about it. And she dragged her kid to the kitchen. But yeah, at the end of all that, I felt really bad for this kid. And also, it fucking annoyed me. It pissed me off. Let your kid be a kid. Let them have fun. Let them have a sugary drink every so often. Let them have some candy or chocolate every so often. And for God's sake, let them watch cartoons and animated movies. Like, you don't need to suck the fun out of their lives. Let them be kids. Let them have some fun while they're still kids. Don't restrict their entire lives. I understand it's okay to be protective of your kid, but there's a fine line between being protective and being overprotecting, overprotective, controlling, and yeah, and trying to control every aspect of your kid's life. There's a fine line between being normal protective and whatever the fuck that is. So yeah, let your kid have fun. Let them be kids while they still can be kids. Please. Because all you're doing is just going to make them grow up to not fucking like you. They're going to end up hating you later on in your life, or their lives. And yeah, that's all it's going to end up doing. If you control them all your lives, they're just end up going to be rebelling even harder against you. So, yeah. Just let your kid be a kid. Don't control every fucking aspect of their lives. Let them be a kid. Let them enjoy things. Let them have some fun while they still can. While they're still kids. And yeah, that's pretty much it.